Not on
given the
these
moments to
maps.
shine, though. I think that's one of the things
Which
that
means
kinda
that
surprises
maybe
at
they're
times.
gonna play
But
it on like
back on Thursday, he
Sunset or
was that
something.
guy to clutch things out, especially, or
Or at
make
least
some
giving us
interesting
some hope
calls
that it's
as
gonna
well.
happen at one
Yeah,
point.
and already kind of looking at how the teams are setting
Okay,
them up.
Talon on
themselves up.
defense,
Daryon
Bleed
now,
on attack.
as I kind of suspected, moving over to that Sentinel role. This is kind of one of the
A
easier
on
shifts
race.
that you
Been
see
playing a
with
lot in
duelists
practice.
who,
Someone said in
are
chat.
being asked to try a different agent type, and it is going to be him on the Killjoy on C.
Early C control with a jump peek. That's pretty much what
Essentially
we're
a
seeing
3
here.
stack, so already some pressure going to be put down onto him. Let's see if Bleed can do anything.
Starting things off, I mean, just trying to get that early mount control.
Okay, so I goes in, C is clear. I goes in,
see
A is
movements
clear.
coming
Does map
through,
control for
calling
map
for
control.
reinforcements from Bandit.
Tapping the orb to see if there's any kind of trap play going in.
Pre-match interview.
Think I can turn the
He,
in-game sound up
We'll be playing
slightly.
Duelist all day.
Seems kind of low.
And on Lotus, you know, I can see some teams thinking about a Jet on this map, but certainly Ray's the more preferred Duelist for a whole bunch of reasons, especially with so many corners to clear, and you got those extra paint shells.
Paint shells are, I think, one of the biggest factors too, especially if you're on the defensive side, coming into Rumble. But another big question that's on all
Acom's
of
didn't
our
come in
minds
to
right
take
now
the turret away
is
fast
LTL
enough,
back.
so...
I hope
this
so.
Duelist role now.
I truly hope
yeah?
so. I mean, that would be just so much fun to see him back in his element. Look at how close Governor is here.
Yeah, the miss of the jump was actually pretty big on this.
He backed off, yeah.
A little bit of early
Omen
information
flash
where
used as well, 40 seconds, but they
trade.
did shut down A, and they've had vision
Really
majority of the
diligent
time.
though, yeah.
Yeah.
This
They're not,
two-person
you know,
stack
kinda
onto
going
C is pretty
hyper-aggressive. They're
strong,
clearing
and
utility,
this can
they're trying to
easily
work the
go
map,
with
make-
Omen being
make
here.
sure that
30
Talon is
seconds
spread
left.
out for this hit. I do too, I really like
Playing for the
great
long
game.
game. Now we head into the
Oh,
site.
honestly,
A
pretty
bit
good.
of self-explosion. Not too bad. He did get secure the kill on serve.
They gotta make a decision though, especially with the
Trying
spike being
to
at Mount, 15 seconds. They
still
go
up
into
for
an
the
Omen.
entry, opening
Omen
up
has
the
his
doors,
smoke
they're
in
running
5
out of
seconds as
time.
well. Oh, I like this.
10
They open
seconds
door, it
left.
pulled a rotate in,
Got
and
to
then they
make a
just run in.
move, fellas.
Do they have
I
anything
think
to stop this
Talon
plant?
needs to try to contest this as much as they can.
All right, 5 seconds to Spike finally going down,
One
but at
enemy
what
remaining.
cost? Zest's the last one alive and has to clutch this one out. Only got a ghost in his hands. His teammates have completely fallen. Heads has been spotted. They're all trying to toss in some right
Is he
clicks.
still
If
alive?
he can get a headshot onto Cruz, that would be it.
Damn.
Oh, and he does! Flicks
Well,
upward
welcome
snipe
back, I
degrees.
guess.
Cruz tried to go for the hop despite Zest
I don't know
being
how he's
12 HP,
alive, bro.
not landing a single pellet.
What a start.
Yeah,
for
what a
Zest here
start.
in his return back to VCT Pacific.
Little duck of the head as well, that was
Clutch.
nuts.
He's good. I think a lot of people are, you know,
TP Glanced up,
they
thank you for
understand
the
that. A
11
lot of
months as well,
the
bro.
talk I
Appreciate
see
that.
on social media and the like is that, you know, Zest is a
12
really good player. They're right.
HP?
Like, he
No
is
way.
One of my all-time favorite players to watch. Look at that, the fist bump, big smile from him. You don't usually see that much emotion out of Zest. He is generally pretty even-keeled.
So impact already felt since round 1. And it just fits really well into the entire Bleed playstyle. If Scary is shot calling as well, this is really interesting.
TRX, what have you
They're
done?
playing for that long game, getting
TRX
a
looked
feel,
pretty
getting
good,
an
though. That
idea
was-
for how
that was fun
Talon
as
have
well.
Their defense is set up across the entire map.
Not in kickoff, but
And they're really
yesterday.
making sure they take their time here.
Yeah,
against
and
this
just
ego.
a
It is
little
all
bit of pressure over
classics
towards
for
C,
the
and
side
then
of Talon,
overstack over
and,
towards
pretty hefty
A.
investment
Which is
for
interesting
Bleed.
because they got such
Bulldogs
early
and
info,
a
but
Vandal for Zest. I guess Zest gets the hero rifle since he was the hero of the round. And yeah, it's really, and this is no pun intended, scary to think about going up against this Bleed team in clutches. I mean, Zest has always been good again at international events.
and we'll have
really
to keep an
powerful
eye
in
on
those
who's going to
situations.
farm.
Scary is
So
scary.
in
That's
theory,
just-
Scary has the
he's
gun
scary
to
as a
go
clutch guy.
farm.
And yeah, you have to think that he's got
I like that
something in
they're
the
at least
tank
taking
still,
map
no doubt.
control. Yeah, they
Daryon
take
has
map
been
control
very, very
early
good on
so that they
Duelist,
have
so
less chances
certainly
of just
on
dying
Killjoy,
to
you
the spike,
expect him
and
to
they
be strong.
can potentially
I mean,
farm up
Brett
one of these
Leville,
ults.
real kind of question mark for me, but you know, you're probably a little bit more familiar with his game than I am, having seen him in the MGS SY.
Yeah. He's still able to pull off some of these moments as well. The entire team is definitely capable. And as a team, as a whole, Bleed, you know, having the influence from Lakia as a coach, I think that's one of the biggest things that they do as well. That's why they take so much time, because they're very careful, very decisive as to how they want to approach the map. You know, they don't go in blindly.
Okay, at
they
least
don't
the
go in
trades
for
are there.
these
They lose one. They
just
should get the
full-on set plays and
upgrade here.
executes without doing
And
any
it's
due
okay. They
diligence.
lost the Spectre.
So, of course, pistol round going their way.
Double
A lot of
armor
space being
rebuy
taken,
as
a
well,
lot of
I
space
think.
being
That's
granted
about
by
it.
Talon right now as well. But as we move over into the third round, the full buy coming up, only one rifle lost. Both sides are going to have a pretty good game, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, you get to keep all those Bulldogs and the Vandal here.
Gary the IGL,
Big
yes.
impact in this anti-eco with 3 kills of his own. But yeah, I mean, they're taking their time feeling things out, and then they're able to get pretty deep, cut off those angles.
Okay, first big buy run.
Spawn, don't really give those
Talon.
classics much opportunity to do much. Now,
Deep
Governor
over towards A. Reaction from Bleed. Not too
lot
much, just
yesterday
taking C
on this
control,
map,
taking
where
B
teams
control.
want to make sure that they take control.
Really bold from Ban. Play in front of the turret, but works out
Way to
great.
start things off. I think that's something that Talon's been looking for a while now, especially with Governor trying to push out. They want that opening pick to disrupt Bleed's plans. Wow.
Yep.
The
Overpeaceful,
aggression
but too
from
much.
them
Darren punishes
is...
Cruz is going to regress.
I'm not sure it's necessary, but they went for it.
Does it alone too.
Yeah, they
Darren
wanted to
just
start
comes
off
back,
heavy.
gives him the old 1-2.
Over towards B. Push behind
That's
early.
amazing. And now you give yourself a man advantage as Bleed off of that double kill. I don't mind the idea there from Cruz. It's just Darion, you know, we know he's very cracked. Like, we've seen it. So not missing a beat here on this Killjoy. Now the toxic screen goes up, util comes out, and an open A site awaits Bleed if they kind of just keep making their way forward.
Very uncomfortable to be in Talon's shoes right now.
Yeah, I mean, this
you're
was a
just
big
playing
dual
on
one over
defense,
towards
you're
here, and the
sitting down.
gamble stack has to be
Bleed
made
not
in their
making a
first buy.
single peep,
It's
not a single sound
not a great start for
across the map.
Talon.
Only down to the last minute, last 40 seconds is when they start to go up. And if you're Talon at that point, I mean, you just have to catch up and go in for the retakes. I think that's why Ban starts to peek out a little bit as well.
Weird situation they're in now. Are they literally just going to be saving? Yeah, looks like it. And if you're Bleed, I'm not even hunting this. I'm just taking the full 3k. You got like, what? 3 people that won't rebuy armor. This might arguably be a rebuy of armor. This is incredible for Bleed. It's like one of the best starts they could possibly have.
It's unfortunate, but you kind of had to gamble after losing that early man, and like you said, not much being given by Bleed.
2 dead people get 2-9, so
well handled here by the side of Bleed.
They'll have an alright buy.
Again, Talon, rough situation, but can't fault them.
Lenny, they swapped out Lenny for Surf, and Surf is meant to be IGLing as well.
Makes a lot of sense for Talon to save up, play the long game. I will say Governor is 1 point away from his showstopper, so that could be something that they will use in the next round to try to sneak around away from Bleed. But at the same time, Bleed being a very versatile team, although they are playing slow right now, I would not
Cruz is
be surprised
IGLing,
if they
confirmed?
suddenly
Okay,
decide
that makes
to
way more sense.
go in
Okay.
fast and heavy.
Looks like it with the way they're set up. This one looks like they might be expecting
Okay,
that
that makes way more sense.
towards the front of A. You know, Governor's been diving in ahead of the rocks there, and so they might be trying to set up for some kind of counterplay. This time we don't see Governor on that side of the map. There's a 3-stack over towards Mound actually. So yeah,
And I definitely think that is correct. The Cruz is IGL. I thought it was a little bit, it's a little bit
not getting much contact early.
off key for it, but
how well can Ban and Surf hold this down?
Oh, it's just a game of strats. I mean, you're absolutely right, Paperthin, with the fact that
okay,
they're
at least
trying to contest
Bleed on
rubble.
this one.
Now they've
Early
got a
map
little bit more
control, but we
space.
don't have anyone over towards B, so they
Certainly
kind of just got to force
underway.
into A
Look at how
really with this
patient
map
they are with
control.
this as well.
Unless someone
Talon
overstepped
feeling
on B.
unsettled, they push out, they peek out, they get a player taken down.
Omen flash for
Off of
Omen
that, peak shells
flash.
have been
3
committed.
pass and back of
Cruz
sight.
coming back in for a bit of a trade though. Serve now holding his ground. Some shots going through though, and it's going to be Ye who steps up forward. Jit Boys takes him
There's
down.
a lot of individual
Shot steps
duels
away into
in
safety.
this
Redla
game
will
so
be
far.
able to catch him, though.
I'm not sure I've even seen a trade
As
yet.
the skirmish starts to settle, you've got a player coming up from behind Governor. Might just be in for a big opportunity. Not unless Redla snuffs it out, though. Spike should be planted pretty soon.
It feels like Retla might have a read on this. They know the showstopper is going to be online as well, so they're trying to spread out, see if they can play for a trade.
Spike planted.
And I think Retla's got this red.
Angles. Tries to watch for the top spots.
Okay.
Redla. That's the first. Paint shells clear out back. Goes in for the showstopper.
Nicely
The
done from
animations.
Scary. Just wasn't
He's
expecting
got
him so
stuck in
close.
it,
He was
and
just hoping
Scary
for the
will
one.
be able to burst him down mid-flight. 4-0 to start for
And nicely done
Bleed.
from Scary.
Nice
And
attempt by Governor to
whoa, that's a
sneak
rough
underneath.
start.
The nose is there to follow that left-hand side wall. Retla, it took a little bit longer, so Retla kind of thought, okay, maybe he's actually coming from spawn. But yeah, the animations there took a little bit longer than you would like if you're a Raze player. Let's put it that way.
Unfortunate.
That's kind of the thing about Raze is the timings, like the internal timing.
Yeah, what am I missing? Why are they doing the liquid thing?
recipe to learn. Even for the best of the best, sometimes it doesn't quite come out, you know, in the way that you want, right? Like you want to be as fast and furious as possible.
For the people that are here, we get a 2-9 loss bonus,
The
right?
idea's there, that's why
And
we're
let
for the
me
satchel.
explain this. I don't know what I'm missing here because in my head
Is what
it doesn't
is.
make sense, and
Bleed
you're
off of
just
that
thinking too
round,
much
you
about
know,
your own
previously
economy.
they were a little
You get
bit more
2,900 on
decisive
top of
into
this,
gain.
so
Now
there's
it's
like
looking
multiple
slow
people that have
again,
loads of money that can buy an
anticipating
op,
pushes out from Talon.
right? But when you do this, and
Talon's
like I
gonna
get
have
it's
to
good
learn
for
their
you all
lesson
buy
pretty
round.
soon
In
that
theory, you can
can't
buy
go
like
in
2 in a
versus
row.
these
But then
one-on-one
it's
duels
like
against Bleed and walk away
this is
free.
the easiest round for Bleed,
Certainly,
so you
you're
ensure
absolutely right.
that they all
It
get
has been mostly
like a
going Bleed's way,
lot of money.
in some of those trades. So far, Talon will
Probably
on a
gonna get
weaker
ecoed now I
buy.
said that,
Shorty
but
for Cruz, Shorty for Jip Boys, trying to hold this angle. Darion ready for it, just barely gets away with it.
like imagine that was a
Punch coming
Bucky
up
that
from
could have been
Jip Boys,
afforded,
but
by the way.
That's the sight
I
lost.
really
The
don't
rest of
think
them
they're gonna
have to
4-man
retake.
op.
They've got some shorties, some sheriffs.
So it's 4 people that can buy an op.
Yeah, it's definitely not a fight that gives you an advantage. Paint Shell's just to try to deter the plant for the time being.
30 seconds left.
Shorty off-angle positions, but easily dealt with by Scary. Incredibly impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Bleed looks clean in their individual mechanics, that's for sure.
Of course they
Poking
win
out,
at specific.
trying to find some damage, but
Yeah,
some
honestly.
utility to keep that at bay is Zest and gonna hold their angles. Ooh, the
Well, there's a bit of
angle.
damage
Sir.
at least.
Good angle.
Yeah, he went for a
First,
spray when it was a
unfortunately, not
tight
favoring
angle.
Ye in that moment, but still, so far so good for Bleed.
Leffa with the
Talon
prime.
just
Thank you so
trying
much, man. Thank you
to
for the 2 months. At least there was a bit of
take
damage
whatever
here.
they can get, but you know, pretty soon just gonna have to die to the spike right now.
Yeah. I think that's your best play here as Talon. Don't give them any more ults. You know that Zest is close.
What went wrong with
Vetla's
Fnatic?
not far away
The
here.
icebox is really off,
You'd like
man.
to delay
Really,
that
really
as long
off.
as you can here. Plus ban is
Individually,
this, so, yeah, this is
gameplay-wise.
absolutely, the
I
right
wasn't too
decision
worried
for
with their
Talon. Once
Lotus.
again,
Lotus was decent, but
making the best of a bad situation, right?
so yeah, they just look off
seen them
straight up.
already in a couple rounds have to do that, right, Quack? And that's gonna force the timeout. 100% Frost is gonna have to, get in here.
5-0
More expensive than thought it was gonna be.
Change up. I mean, still, incredibly talented team, incredibly talented players all across the board. But with the way that Bleed are approaching this map, it's very unsettling. I almost want to just not cast at all for the first few seconds of the round, and you just listen. You don't hear all too much. Maybe they, activate some of the rotating doors. And if you're like Talon player just defending on the site alone, and that's all you hear,
You don't know what that means.
It's a horror movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, are they in here or not? Like,
Why isn't
are they in the
Zest
house
died
with me
yelling?
or not? I don't know. Is the phone call coming from
so,
the house? I'm not
I mean,
sure.
And then you're the first guy that
At least when they're in DRX, that Stacks took it over a lot of the time anyway. Also, the guy's English is
I
not
think it's
meant
just
to be
impressive due
great,
diligence,
even though it's getting
from
better.
Bleed. This is something that I really
It's
like
a
to see
lot
from teams,
harder
and
to
I think it's
call
part of
in a
that kind of
different language
EMEA
as well.
style that
Yeah,
Legia probably
Legia.
brings, right?
There's a
Like,
lot
where
of
he's
examples
making
of
sure
people
they're
that have
feeling
looked
the
like
map
good
out, trying
IGLs
to
and they
find
go
the
to a
best
different
opportunities.
language,
They've
like
been really
speaking,
clearing some of the Killjoy
team,
utility and things like that,
and
with the
it
turrets and
just
stuff,
kind of
so
flops a little bit.
not, I haven't really seen much impact.
Does Demon
from
one even
Talon
spray?
in
Bro,
terms of
yesterday he was just hitting
their
every
agents
fast bullet. He doesn't even need to,
Yeah.
it
Good
seems.
moments with the guns,
But no, not really.
but outside of that, there hasn't been a ton.
Yes.
He
Hopefully this
just taps.
timeout will right
Okay, in
that
terms
ship.
of the change up from Bleed, they go
We've
fast
seen
back
those
out
trades coming
towards
from,
A.
Cruz,
And we have a
some
nade
anchor
raise
from
combo
Surf,
from
Ben
Door.
getting some of these first picks, but then he gets traded out really quickly. On the other hand, I mean, that means that Bleed are doing such a good job because you've got Scary with the shot calling. You also have Zest with the information gathering, but right now, look at the adjustments. Setups have changed up, and Jit Boys with a bit of an off-angle catches off Ye.
Yeah, that was smart stuff there from Talon, knowing that showstopper was coming, so they show a little bit of aggression, get it baited out.
You gotta, I mean,
sent in towards
it's,
Jit Boys,
it's
but
part
he
of
was
the
close enough to that box that Ye couldn't really
part of
find a
the
good angle.
course. You gotta have a few
Back to
roses in there. It's fine.
Patience being a virtue. Talon now trying to adjust to Bleed's
Gotta have a
pace.
couple of them.
If you're gonna try to play counter against us, if you're gonna wait us out, we're gonna do the same thing. We are on defense. You're the ones who have to plant the spike.
Yeah, I mean, Scary does have his ult, so we could go for a look-see.
It's still a free site, as
maybe
we can
check
see,
spawn
but they
for
have the
positioning
Killjoy
of
over
Talon right
towards
now
here,
to
so the
try to get a
original
better
plan
idea
looks like they
of
want to
where
pivot,
their
even
forces
though
are
it
aligned,
is
but
looking like
now,
A is
Bleed
free.
still playing very,
And
very
Talon
slow,
have such
trying
an
to
early
prepare
rotate
towards the
here.
site now. It's
You would
gonna be
imagine this
delayed
shutdown
by
looks
man.
too strong.
The
I wonder if
DC
they have
fight.
to use no
Wow,
util touch
well-timed.
lead.
20 seconds remaining. Bleed has to
Zest just
forward.
runs in.
There should be a paint shells available for...
Okay, and they get a
not
better
quite
plant when
enough
both of them are Hobbit. That's nice, though.
So plant will go down practically for free. Darian has his nanoswarm set up as well. This is going to be a tough retake for Talon.
There's a lot of people who are close to their ult with kills.
Nightfall as well makes things so difficult.
Fade ult goes in, they don't get any kills from it, but they get in for 3 people, and that was very nicely done
Just
from
use up
Governor.
their angles.
I'll explain it in a little
trying
bit.
to thread the needle. They've managed to take down 3 players, 1 left,
much
and that's
damage
going to
can
be
you
Darian.
do?
He does have the nanoswarms, but they can shoot them away. Pops off the first one.
Okay, what happened
Manages
here
to
is there's a fade ult over
goes in
towards
for the
Heaven
tap.
as well.
Talon
And
with the
with that
first round
information,
on
once
the
it hit
board.
3,
Yeah,
who is
timeout works
this?
to treat here for Frost.
Rettler
Got them
decided to
really
just
well
run
set up
because
for
obviously
that
they're
round mentally.
deaf
You know,
after getting hit by the
again,
fade ult, and there would be more than
fought
3
that
here because why would
showstopper
there?
and made it useless,
And then
essentially.
Governor just
You know,
expected
Yay
it,
there,
essentially. He was just
thinking the
watching behind.
showstopper, you know,
Just
okay,
instantly,
probably cleared that
as
angle,
soon as he got
actually
hit by
had
it, he was like, someone's just going to
Then
potentially rush
we're able to
push
find
us.
some really good
That was cool.
crossfires trying to get back onto B. So really smart, disciplined play there from
stuff.
Talon.
Okay, first round
If
from
you're
them,
not gonna be able to kind of
and
win those early on duels like
I
we
mean, they
talked
lost the
about,
first kill pretty
then you can
early.
play back and start playing as a team a little bit more, play for retakes, see if you can get that going, and they do, and now they've got a bunch of ults to boot.
Really just catching and shooting. And that's why the timeout from Coach Frost really helps them so much, knowing that they have to adjust the bleed's pace. Now,
Turret.
it's
Most
on
people
to
do the
Bleed
alarm
to
bot. Go for the turret.
try to dictate the pace again once more. They've had the strong opening. Talon trying to catch up. Good bit of damage, good pokes. Now you've got the Viper's Pit up around C. How will Bleed adjust?
Yeah, you got the boom bot here, try to sniff out where Ban is, so Ban's gonna have to be cagey with it. He's good, and he's got a ton of damage. Yay, how?
Really
He
committed
saw
with
the
his
tracer
ult.
rounds go through,
He
but
played
as
pretty
he
well with the boom
sidestepped,
bot bait,
the
but
adjustment wasn't quite there for
yeah,
Ban.
he just went
So
a bit too
Viper's
early
Pit
with this
dealt
one.
with.
Didn't get the kill.
Now
4
Bleed
people here
has
from
the
Talon.
pathing into the seaside.
Fade
Angles
ult.
favoring Scary as well.
This is everyone.
Bit of a Nightfall sent through, but it doesn't quite connect. Jit Boys has to fight back. Good punch on towards Scary. But
Is
then
it-
the adjustments coming out from
Money's
Bleed.
good
They
for Talon
rotate
because of how many
over
people they
onto
kept
B.
alive, but
Cruz has
the
to
money
play catch-up.
reset
Nice play there.
would
by
be
Jit
a
Boys.
not. I mean, it'd be
Knew that Scary
not
was going
good
to be
for
able to
them.
dodge that Nightfall and
Not
was ready for
good.
it. Got ahead of the paranoia. Now Darian.
huge
out the
duel.
open, loses
Okay, this is now a
Cruz.
doable round.
Right. Back to a 2-on-2. Kind of have an idea of where these players might be positioned. But the duels, they have to favor them as well. Yay being down to low HP, Jit Boys deals with him, makes quick work
Yeah,
of
and
him.
this person's just making a lot of
On to the
sounds.
next though, Zest tucked away in the corner. Good little
Lovely
jump peek,
bait.
crouches,
Jit Boys
and
played this
Cruz
so
back
well.
in to peek off
Really
of
on top of the
contact.
potential
Talon picks up
angle
their
here
second
from
round.
Ye.
Yeah, the fact
And then
that
just did
Cruz
really good to just make a lot of
wins that
sound
battle
as we
out in
silently
the open
walked up
and then
here.
is able to
Shout out to
have the
Cruz for winning
wherewithal
the
to do
duel
that
over
jump
towards
peek.
Heaven as
But
well.
yeah,
There's
you're right.
a
Fantastic.
very clean
Fantastic
2v3.
from Cruz in that round.
Another thing also, I mean, with the fact that Jit Boys had that move on towards Scary, I mean, something that, you know, maybe not so much Jit Boys, but for the Thai Valorant
Taking
scene
extra
in
space in the
particular.
3v2.
This
I think
is
it's as well, you got to think
ex-teammates
that
as well.
they
Scary, Cruz,
felt like they were running
Yep.
into C,
on that
so
roster, now
taking
playing
this
up
bit of
against
map
this
control
team,
in
you know,
theory
you
of where the
definitely
rotate
want to
should
show
be,
Scary, like, hey, you made the wrong
to
decision.
him feels free. He's just not
You know,
expecting
there's
this
a lot
in
of
there.
interesting storylines for players wanting to kind of
Holy.
get revenge and a jump
Almost
out
like
and
hit
shut down
so
the
many
fans right
people.
there.
It's a nice
Pick up a
change up
couple,
from
they're just
Talon.
swarming into spawn.
One
Yeah,
heck
just
of a
the
skirmish. They're
CB
pushing
crunch
both
just
out
on
of
defense.
C
This
and
was
B,
sick.
and Ben is the one who collects all of those heads. A
Raise
quad
nade
kill
combo
under his
here
belt.
to force
3
them back
rounds
over
for
towards the
Talon.
open. Omen
It's a great
Flash looked
change of
like it
pace
hit
right there.
everyone.
They've been showing a lot of patience, a lot of kind of, you know,
That was a sick round.
backpedaling, trying to play a little bit more of a control style. This time around, they're just like, nope, we're going to flip the switch.
You get a replay,
We are
right?
just going to use your kind of
Oh no,
early
no
game
replay. Okay,
sort of
lovely.
calmness and quietness against you.
Great call from Cruz. I mean,
Yeah.
the combo.
The Omen
first of
Flash hit
all,
3 of
for
them.
Soon it's going to be Cruz as well as Governor. The way that they pushed out that way, he knows his plan worked out.
That's like
Okay,
the
and
best
you know
feeling
that
in the
that
world,
money we were
yeah,
talking about
actually,
from
yeah.
Bleed that
Yeah,
was just
when
out
your
of,
plan
I mean,
is
it was
already
out of
that
control.
well,
It's like
But,
chess, and you're like, aha.
On their last legs, they got eco next
Eureka.
one. If they get a
Back
plant, they might
towards
be able to
slow plays,
force
though.
if they lose.
Bit of a
Well,
delay coming out from back.
either way.
Senses a bit of pressure just around the mouth of B.
But now some ults have come into cycle for Bleed. Lockdown in a Viper's Pit, so some big tools to work with. Although Serve only one away from a counter lockdown potentially if you can find a kill. So for now, we're back to kind of the old Bleed style. No aggression early from Talon, but
Nice default at the moment from Bleed. C pressure, B
like
pressure,
kind of got a
and they
pretty good
want to go
read
back and forth out over towards A. But it
how
looks
Bleed
a
is
little
using their
bit
utility to check for things, to
obvious.
move
So
around the
Talon
map.
stack
He's
3
reacting
here,
to some
ready
of
to
those
shut this
prowlers and
down.
things, trying to make sure that they're checking to see if they're going to make any
Okay,
pushes
going
off
over
that
towards
utility.
C.
If they don't,
Surf
it's
1
immediate
kill away
change.
from his
That's
ult.
been a really good adjustment
I
that
mean,
I'm
we're
already
probably
seeing
going to
from
see the Killjoy to enter sight.
Careful.
Prowler goes
This
in for
really
Talon. They
is
clear over
like a
towards B.
2,000 elo.
Means that the
high-level
rotate
chess
from
match
Raze can go in towards A.
between both IGLs, both teams right now.
And there might be a nade in place.
Lockdown
Nope.
being
Okay,
committed
Governor uses
as they
nade for
try to capture
aggro
the
A, I
C
guess.
side. 20 seconds remaining, and they have to commit. Look at what's
Okay,
happening
what's
on
he
the
doing?
map, though. Van as well as Cruz trying to
Oh,
pull
that
up
was
a bit of a flank. Governor might not be
incredibly
able to anchor,
bold.
but movements being made across the board.
Not sure what Governor was thinking there. That was a little bit ambitious. And I
That
like the way
was
they stagger
really
these ults, get that
ambitious.
lockdown early, get the
Like
Vipers pinned down,
insanely
give
ambitious.
Surf that opportunity.
Especially with like 2
Traded
seconds
by
left as he
Dario.
got to that angle.
Angle being held by Scary as well.
Was hoping they were more
No
committed
trades
over
to be
towards the
found right
site.
now for Talon.
For sure.
Lead says, if you're going to play the retakes game, then we're just going to play our post-plant game and deny you any entry back into sight. Van, though, still individually try peeking into some of these angles and positions. He finds them. Barrel peeked out into the Viper's pit, though, and Zest just takes him down.
Oh.
Cruz now trying to take his place, but time is running out. Easy work for Retla as Bleed
3
comes
people
back
surviving
in with
as
the 6th
well.
win.
And
Talon have lots of money. Zest is
is
one away from his ult. And everyone's money's great.
This is a good round here for Scary as the new IGL for Bleed. The way that he recognizes the situation with the ults, knowing that if they can get into that spot with the lockdown before you give, again, the opponent, Killjoy, any opportunity to get their lockdown online to play the counter, just get it down, just get that space.
Yeah,
give
I mean,
yourself
it's went
the
for a bit of a
opportunity
bold
to
play,
then
really.
leapfrog into that Viper's pit. That was really well
Op
done.
comes
Is there
out.
a phase of
Killjoy
choices,
ult.
you
If
know,
the
either
op gets a
you back
kill,
off,
that's
give them the
Raze
side,
ult.
or you go in for that lockdown fight, and it's not really something that you want to do. It just gives you that moment of hesitation for Talon. Bleed really playing things to a T.
Talon have really been changing things up a lot.
Back into it
They
and
go aggro. This
slow
is
it
the
Yeah,
Raze ult that we were
showstopper
talking about in terms of the
and
orb,
the
but the
lockdown.
fact
So
that
it's gonna be a tough
they'll
one
see it at the top,
for Bleed. They're
know that they have
one
a
away
Raze
from
ult out,
nightfall,
which means
but
they know that they push C
certainly
control.
a couple more powerful ults in the pocket for Talon. Just again, a slow, methodical pace. But with them already pushed up so far into A, Bleed is able to shift their forces and kind of just feeling like when they've gotten this deep onto A, they haven't really either pulled off or they do slide over to B, but they want to contest it.
It's a good idea, yeah. You always want to watch out for that slip into B. Lockdown
Just
is
a
really
small
early
bit
on,
of
50
pressure over
seconds left,
towards
and
B.
Peter
Lockdown
could feel
goes
like he
in,
wants
50
to go into B.
seconds.
Oh,
That's
Zeke
incredible.
As he holds down
my God.
Tree, finds 2 heads, and then traded by
I mean, yeah,
Darren.
I
Not
guess
too
he had to
bad.
get
It's
out
a
of range
great
of the
pickup
ult.
for Talon. Cruz now coming back in to support too. Van unfortunately getting taken down. Governor still just watching the back.
He at least makes the shot
rotates
pressure
on over.
behind. These
B
two,
is still a viable option, but as Cruz peeks
yeah,
out,
nicely done
and
from
off
Talon. They just
timing,
had too much map
Bleed gets
control.
caught unsuspecting.
Killjoy ult was
Just
good, and then I
great
do think the
stuff here
calling
from
from
Talon.
Bleed here was
Again, the
like
counter
way
moves
too
have
much.
been brilliant,
The ult goes in
and
at
now
50
it's Talon's turn
seconds,
to
right?
use
So
their
they've got
ults.
so much
You know,
time
they
to
got
be able to
themselves
just
shifted
change up
enough
what they want to
that they
do,
had
like
A under
re-hit B
control.
after.
And in their minds, they're like, oh wait, we can just put a lockdown here. There's no way they're getting to it in time to
I mean,
clear
the
it.
guy at
They're
door
gonna
just
have
did
to fight
everything,
for
to be
A. We're in a
fair.
perfect position to hold those angles.
Probably the first time I've seen
Let's
the
do it.
calling
And that's just
be better.
so smart. I love
There's
what I'm
just other
seeing.
rounds where they
Yeah.
kind of won from the calling in
Cruz
terms of the fake
IGL,
over
yeah,
towards B and
that
then
has
back
to
on
be it
C.
for me.
So
That's all we ever wanted.
timeout. Timeout or tech
Sort of.
pause.
I mean,
Early.
like that's. I'm a big Cruz fan, so.
Same here.
I always
like,
worried
happy
with
Easter
Pacific.
present, you know, we found everything. A little bit of a timeout.
Easter like last
yeah,
week, 2 weeks ago?
it was. I'm slow.
Bro.
I'm catching up to it.
yeah, like,
It's like nice cherry blossom season now.
That's true.
That's
true.
what it is.
It is spring. It feels like spring for sure.
Very lovely welcome for Talon onto the stage. It is still 4-6, so Bleed very much wanting to keep their lead.
Yeah, and a necessary timeout. Gotta make sure that.
So much slander in chat.
you're
You want
maybe
to go
showing 'em some
sub
different
mode for a
looks.
little bit?
Talon's got you
Can
on
do that.
download for how you've been approaching this map. Like your tendencies so far on this attacker side. Maybe now's that
There we
time
go.
for that
I'll
thing
do
you
it
talked
for you,
about earlier,
Prodigy. You
that
don't have to
fast
make the
just
decision.
dial something explosive up here. Might be one of those opportunities.
I'll be the bad
to
guy.
really try to
Well, okay.
do
What we'll
Talon
do?
to do a couple
We'll
rounds
give
where
we'll give it like
change the
what?
pace,
Couple
kind
of rounds?
Get into Talon's heads a little bit. You do have the
Right.
Nightfall for
And then we'll
that.
see if
You know,
people are
maybe you can
chill
set up for
after.
a
Probably
fast
not.
C or B hit here. on the back of that Nightfall. You're one away from the showstopper as well. And but Talon
Till the
kind of
half?
is
Yeah,
aware of
sure,
it.
let's do
They're
2 rounds.
stacking
Oh,
with this
yes.
op.
And that's
For the people that
biggest thing,
can't
too.
chat,
It's the biggest tool
relax
if
yourself for
Governor
the
can
flaming.
land his shot. You can see that Coach Frost was definitely discussing these, getting caught a little bit. Oh, but the paint shells are the
Boy,
thing
the
that
C's
catches
on top
Governor.
of it
I
as
think
well.
was
This was actually
C's
really
being
nice.
tossed out as well.
This was really,
So
really nice.
great
Boombot goes in,
usage of
Boombot hits,
utility
and then
from
they
Bleed.
just do the protocol of
that's
just
the
dumping all
thing.
their util.
Zest is always good at it. Is his utility. He is
Elusive
absolutely
with the
brilliant.
Prime, thank you so much, man.
No matter
Appreciate the
what
5
angle he's
months.
playing. He's so good.
That's the most
It reminded
intriguing
you to
about this
Prime, dude. I
match,
should
too,
do this
is
every
that
day. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the
you don't
support.
really see the duelists.
It's a
popping off
4v5.
that
Sometimes you
many.
gotta go take risks, and that's a huge,
This boy's not
it's a
picking up the
huge
opportunity
payoff.
back in.
Oh boy.
No!
Well, he
Yay,
makes up for
with
the ult earlier.
showstopper into the right spot at the right time.
And look at that. That's just Scary and Yay W keying into the site. They know that they've got it broken open and the back of that. Great patience there from Bleed.
Just read like a book. Knew that he would try to teleport away onto site.
And it was that paint shells that gave
30
Yay
seconds left.
the ult.
You get the
to
good plant
break
as well.
that
Pings
open.
go in. Do we get spammed?
I like the idea, though, from Talon to contest.
Enemy remaining.
Oh,
Yay, on
yeah, I
for
mean,
the
he's on
ace.
for it.
Last one left.
Okay. All we have to do is go sub mode.
El Diablo is back.
That was solid. Nice round.
Last round
Was off of
in the
utility.
Good
It
combo.
wasn't all like
Yeah, it
aim
was a
or
lot of
anything.
util. First 3
I
kills.
love it.
But the way he fits into this team now, like, that's just beautiful. It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, the gates of hell have opened once again, and I'm all about it. This is just
Into the
brilliant
TP.
stuff from Bleed. Again, I don't mind what Talon does here at all. It's just handled better by Bleed in their positioning, and you get a smile
Aw.
out of El Diablo there. Insane stuff. And you're
Okay,
still
last
able to
round of
hang
the
on to that
half.
Nightfall, but one away
I
from
mean,
a Nightfall and a
Talon,
Viper's Pit
this is a fine
for
half.
Talon.
The tax-sided
Try to contest
8-4
and Rubble.
is okay. 8-5 would be great for Talon. They got Fatal,
Expecting
1
another
kill
mountain
from Ban or
push
1
out
orb from
Talon
Ban as an
something that
ult.
They're keen on doing. Not going to be the case. And for now, just going to tap the orb.
Yeah, and this orb, he's not expecting to get his ult. It's more just taking it away because of this if they want to go default.
Certainly, I think you can use this Nightfall for another quick hit once this Poison Cloud goes down.
Setting up for it. Prowler just allow Ye to stretch his legs.
That's nice.
Nanostorm's being
One
popped, so
Prowler
they
to
just
take
burn out that
out the
utility,
double
make some
mollies.
rotations over. Still considering to move over onto B. That's the best thing about this map on Lotus. You always have these
Yeah,
options.
and this is like alarm bells now on that
Create a
one.
little bit of pressure and
They know that
presence
this is the Fatal.
for the other team, though. Talon is just considering so much right now. I think Cruz definitely wants to try to play a bit of retakes as well with his Nightfall.
This Fatal
he's
might
trying to cut
melt
him
them
off.
when they go into sight.
Oh,
Fatal
nice.
for Fatal. Does it stop the sight
He's
here?
expecting it. God only knows with all those smokes and tethers
Dude,
what's
the
going
util.
on.
Whoa! Oh, it hit everyone. No one can hear it.
Anything. Oh, the triple. The hat
Oh
trick
my.
and the quad.
It's one of the
Playboy
biggest
Talon
plays.
For the ace, and he wants it. Scary
was
shuts
so
it down
sick.
For the time being. Can Scary clutch this
Yeah, the
out
comms
again?
just
I
came
mean,
in,
it's
then he
gonna
hit
be
all
tough
5, and he's
past
like, well, I
Spike.
might as well try it.
But the combo utility, 10 seconds left. Everything working against him. Tries
What
to
a sick
make a
round.
move, but Governor with
Okay.
the quicker feet
Sub
hops
mode
up on
off.
top.
Everyone
A bit of
relax
Goomba
yourselves a little
stomp,
bit.
And it's a 5-7 at the end of the first half.
Whoa, what a combo there. You nailed it. The sound
that was sick.
removal from that Nightfall allowed that TP
Perfect.
to come in the back for Jip Boys. That was so smart. That's a great set play from Talon.
I don't even care who wins anymore. This is beautiful.
No,
Valor.
no, yes, I fully agree. This has been a really good map. I really like what I'm seeing from both teams. The real question is this truly an attacker-sided map for these two teams? You know, and how good is Bleed's defense now is the thing that I'm immediately thinking coming over. Because, yeah, usually Lotus attacker-sided.
Relative
but
strength
again, we're in
specific.
folks,
There's a lot of
sometimes
teams
we're
at the top that
backwards
more
on
teams
how
at the
we
top
play
that they
maps.
used to be.
compared to the rest
Might,
of the world. But
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't think
would
what it's even
suspect
similar
that,
to.
you know, this should be a pretty good opportunity.
I think there's a big gap from the top and the
They have
bottom.
a chance,
Probably the
especially
biggest
if they
out of
pick up
most
that
of the
pistol.
regions.
Yeah.
I want to throw everything out of the water because this is no longer a game about, you know, Ye versus Governor or Governor versus Darren. It's about Scary versus Cruz.
I agree. I fully agree with you.
Coach Frost versus Lakia. That's the whole thing today.
It's so, yes, exactly. And that's awesome. I mean, that's so exciting to see that, you know, we know that there's a ton of talent on both of these teams.
Oh, yeah.
But to
Okay,
see
in
them
terms of the pistol
well
round so
practiced,
far,
well rehearsed, being really
Bleed are
diligent,
1
was
up in
Bleed
pistols. We'll keep
clearing
an eye on
space
that for the
and clearing
whole
utility,
series.
trying to bait out utility, and then Talon with some great counter punches.
Then is this... Are they trying to do the combo back to them? Or are they just heavy holding
Might
this?
be a contest for Mound. Seeing maybe might try to kind of try to create a crossfire around Mound potentially. Saw a ping come out from Bleed on the other side, so maybe Scary's thinking about
See if the fade eye gets shot.
Yeah,
No, he doesn't have it, though.
he doesn't have it, right? So I think they just meant more like
Fade eye gets shot. We have
get into
one
these
person
positions.
baiting in.
Just walks on over.
An
takes
Omen
a
flash on
back,
top of
and
this.
peek off of contact. They want to make sure that they.
Oh, he's so
that
committed.
Talon doesn't have an easy mount.
yeah. I think it's just
Governor
Scary
does
calling
have
for the
a
crossfire.
double satchel,
they
but they
know that
smoke
there's
it
a player
off.
Governor
And the smoke could
on the
still
other
be
side
to
of that wall.
enable
That's
this. While
faked
there's a
out.
bit
Governor's
going
gonna be able
on,
to get out
a lot of A
help
space
those
has been
folks.
taken.
Ban is gone for a heck of a lurk.
Yeah, Ben, Surf, making their way in, but he knows not to overextend either. The Bleed players are.
He knows not to
on the other
overextend
side,
either.
just
The
as I
caster
say
says
that.
just as he swings, at least it's
Shot
not just
into an
me.
Open angle. 2 players catching him down.
Yeah, trying to isolate that fight with that
That's so
poison
funny.
cloud, but it turns out there were 2 in tree,
I
not
think
1,
that
so
you
Dan
just
kinda
pop
gambling
both, right? And then you
coming
create
up.
pressure.
victory. B hit, yay.
Okay.
Finds one, he's being chased down.
This is nice info from that.
Sends off the boom bot and back pedals as well. Very much in control, although Talon.
Yeah, everyone
might be
chilling
able to
out
secure the spike
on
plant.
Bleed here, realizing
has
that
the
they need to
numbers.
make the play. They group with 3, they group with 2.
Fade being tossed out, timing a little bit off. Governor has to push up and
Yeah,
just
very well handled.
continues
They're
to
calm
hop
on this
away,
one.
although he punches down Zest.
Nice
Scary
pistol.
comes back in for those trades, and Retla picking up
Okay,
the last one.
2-0
It's gonna
in
be
terms of the
defuse
pistols.
for Bleed and the pistol pickup. Momentum on their side.
Certainly. And obviously winning both pistols is
Exit
very,
Fuse
very
with the Prime.
important.
Thank you for the
Pistol
6
round and
months.
the
Thank you,
follow-up were
thank you.
basically the difference in the scoreline for Bleed in
Yeah,
the
it's
first
that
half.
time of the year.
Setting yourself up for some success.
Non-stop
Good shooting
games.
there from Ye, able to use that boom bot as well to escape. Really nice play.
Nice.
And then they're just able to flood onto the site and handle the last player. So far so good. Ye going to be grabbing that outlaw, seeming to.
Yeah, and they heavy buy into it to try to make sure they don't get eco'd against the full eco.
And
So we'll see who
there's no
stacks
hope
up
with
most
just
of the
classics, you know, but
the ecos.
still going to be a very powerful piece of utility in his hand.
Oh, smoked
Oh
off
my God.
completely.
Yeah.
But he's okay. Look at him, just not really befuddled by that whatsoever. I think you nailed it on the head, though, Paper Thin, with the way that Scary's calling this and how he wants to contest for C. Talon knows that they are under a lot of pressure. They're working against a lot as well. It's a one heck of a rough round.
I think Scary is very cognizant of trying to take advantage of their early lead and not give any free orbs over. A lot of contact here, though, for Scary. He's going to have to be very careful.
Right. Got the paranoia. Goes in for the duels. Simple feast. Got a couple of bodies being picked up. Ye now onto the other side.
Spike down.
There's
C.
no escape for Talon. They have to go back through pillars. Otherwise, completely pitched down right now.
remaining.
Dan can't even make his way out.
One armor rebuy? This probably won't be one.
Always the lone survivor for Talon at this point, looking for the flawless
John,
lead.
thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you.
Job done with the Spectre.
I heard the
Nicely
good
done
news
there
as
by
well,
Bleed.
unless chat's trolling me.
I really like what they're thinking here.
congrats
Not
as well,
giving
bro.
up those orbs on the mound. You know, pressing your advantage when you have it. Now here on this round with the weaker buy, probably not going to see that same, but who knows? I say
Confirmed
that, but
drill? Yeah,
I would
that's what I'm
expect them
hoping.
to be as aggressive with the congestion. But you never know.
The cinema
Never
spam.
know. It is just classic stuff. I mean, very cerebral as to how
Alright.
Bleed are
Big
controlling
buy
the
rounds.
map.
Yay. Did he buy armor? I'm gonna circle it.
Talon, though,
Case. Probably
having
did.
to pick up this round, having to go in
Yeah, he
for
did
that
buy
big
armor, but that's
comeback.
fine. The money's
For
still great. They
4
can all buy
rounds
next.
just to equalize. They've spotted out Ye. It's practically a similar setup as to what we've seen from before. Scary trying to respond in kind. Rotating over onto B in case there are any rotates.
3 people with light armor?
They've got the full armors, no tags.
Oh no, yeah. Okay, looking the wrong way. It's too early in the morning.
So close, he has to back up the Prowler.
Guy's got a nade to get out of here.
Underhand toss.
Oh my god, they're next to
Tries
each other.
satchel away. The Governor will be able to find him first as they peek on through this poison cloud.
This is a nice
Scary
entry though.
tries to burst them
Scary
down.
did good to
Only a
get
couple
to
games.
Governor.
But
Start
other than
getting
that,
close
site
to his
captured by
ult.
Talon. great push.
And 2v3, Zest has all util though, so maybe.
Yeah, they held long enough that Ye got a little antsy, decided to go for it. 2 pushing from spawn now. Bulldog and a Guardian in hand. Zest and Darion, can they do any more damage?
Trying to go in for it. At the very least, maybe find the first hit and then make things a little bit easier. You got to soften up the site. Nano Swarms giving them a little bit of position, but still bad from the
Oh.
Darion snaps onto
I'm
his governor's
pretty
head.
low.
Now anticipating a player outside of Mount. He spotted him. Goes in for the
okay.
white swing. A
That
little bit too
isn't-
far out for Jit Boys to
Done
adjust
though, right?
onto.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gets
I
the
was gonna
kill.
say.
But unfortunately, no spike defuse for
Done
Bleed.
nice
Talon
amount of damage
able
done.
to
Everyone has to
hold things
rebuy.
off for
Gets
as
out of
long
there
as
with a gun
possible, but
upgrade
Turner
as
walks
well.
away with the rifle.
Sick
It's
damage.
a round win, but it's almost as bad as it gets in a
Yeah,
round
and
win.
pretty much everyone can't
for
buy
Talon
next.
there. It took everything to keep
So,
Darion
huge round.
from having
Especially for
enough time
Talon,
to
they pretty much have to
the
get this
defuse
round,
them.
really.
Just came up
11-6
so
would be too much.
and if he had gotten that kill,
But yeah,
a second
only Ye
earlier,
that
he
can
might
buy
have
next
had enough time.
if they lose
But
this.
that spike was already planted for quite some time. Already hopping up is Ye. Be trying to take an aggressive positioning here, but not one that you see all the time from Razes. Usually they're trying to take space ahead, and they're going to let a little bit of a fake TP there. Try to see if
it's
they
nice
can bait
though.
anyone out. That was purely a bait play for Ye. Just looking to see if they could get
Takes a
anyone
lot
to
of pressure
overextend
over
to try to
towards
catch
A. They
Scary
set
on that
one person
TP.
up to hold it. The
Nobody
heavy
biting
rotate can come
over
in.
the side of Talon so far. Crew's just
Scary has his ult on
checking.
defense for a
Lot of
faster
Guardians,
rotate. That's
as the
about it.
money is
Could get info
already
as well
pretty weak
later
for
on.
Talon, even after a win, because it was so costly.
That's exactly why they have to. They can't afford a lot of risks. They have to be careful. But in all of that time,
And they
Bleed
were
gets
so
to
sure there would be some
control
kind of
that
trap
much more
play.
of
They
the
get the
map.
raise
He can
ult
actually
question mark
draw
created
a
over
line
towards
as
C.
to
That's why the
how
two
much
people over
Bleed
towards
are
C are going to stack here.
seeing
And
controlling right now. Look at how they've got these positions up
two
around.
person hold
Rock
on
and Rubble.
A might work well here. Scary still has his
Tossed.
omen flash, which he
Talon
literally
has
just
to
used
step
now.
back for a second. 40 seconds left now.
40 seconds
about
and they
what
still
was
haven't
in
got back
pain
towards A.
In this position
Yeah,
yesterday,
so
it's
backup
gotta
call
be in your
goes
mind
in and
there
they
as
just gotta
Talon, like, that's
raise ult,
scary. We've already
send it
given up
over
so much
towards
space
B.
on Rubble. Let's maybe think about another site. B's open-ish. Zest watching it. The showstopper.
Ooh.
They gotta run. They gotta get out. Okay, a great prowler there to make sure that he cannot chase. And Retla also found one over
lurk.
towards C.
There was a bit of a fake with
they
the
kinda
showstopper
overcooked
into
this
B.
one.
They haven't really found all too much because Retla shut down that initial push from Cruz. Now 10 seconds remaining. Governor has the space, but the off angle being held by Zest. He takes
10
down the
seconds.
first hit.
There's no one
Jit
else
Boys
in
fires
position
back,
to
but
rush
Scary's
in
still
here.
very much around the corner. Spike has to be stuck.
Oh my god, he's a
Scary
solo.
capitalizes.
And he solo
2 kills
owned
back
it.
to back. Ye coming in for the trade. Bleed.
Huge round.
hitting
Nicely done
double
from Bleed
digits.
as well. The shutdown over towards A,
Fantastic
40
work here from
seconds, so
Bleed.
then they
Their
decided to
game
go
sense
for the
right now
backup
is
play, which
sky
I
high,
thought was a
and
forcing
Scary
to
as the
be
IGL is
with the
18 and
ult,
8.
but then it was meant to be
He's
a
been
fake
putting
for
up
them
some
to go
huge
into C,
multi-kill
and then they
rounds.
lost the spike, and
2-3
it,
kills.
yeah, time
Feels
just
like
got
every time he's good for a couple.
a real low.
Retla solid. Zest gets one before he's traded by that Guardian. And then Scary, knowing well that the clock is in his favor and the numbers as well. And Ominous and Legia there.
And this is Talon's
pumped up.
map, and
They're
Bleed
looking to
are
take
going to
Talon's
get to
map pick
11,
away from them.
especially with the
Still
full
some work to be done.
classics.
Very
The Odin, let's go.
impressive fire. Discourages any sneaky lurks if Ban wants to push up A again. Not much afforded
Scary,
as
yeah, I'm
well.
telling you, it's the year of the fragging
You're
IGL.
able to get the orb this time
And
on the
he
eco
fits
round
the
for
bill.
Talon. So it's little things. You're you know,
Yeah.
you're doing better than the last eco already.
Take what you can get.
Yeah. I'm
And
you
in
know,
terms of the calling,
glass is half full
what, there
kinda
was
guy.
one
Nice
round
for
that
the
kind of cost them with the
optimistic
calling. That was about
little
it.
things.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna be a little bit more of a realist for this one.
How
and
dare
say
you.
that it's your prediction, Paper Thin.
I know. Look, I'm not saying anything yet. I'm not. Yeah, I don't really care that much either. I agree with Vic. That
It's just
the predictions are kind of whatever.
it's fun to talk about, but also who cares who wins? Because right now this game is just incredibly fun to watch.
What is going on, man?
To
It
break
is
down
just an
all of it
eco, it's
too,
okay.
Again, with the way that Bleed are controlling this, you have this Odin, this
You think Sentinels
sort
has a
of
chance with John back? Yeah, for
turret
sure.
positioned up around tree.
Should be a really good game now.
So much.
Obviously, it sucks they haven't been able to practice with him, but
it's almost as if you're trying to take a poke.
They just look so good, and they've been the main thing that gives me confidence is just how much they've been able to change their maps. Like during Madrid, like what, one day they can make their split look completely different. How in terms of how they play it, like macro wise. They've got I mean, same situation, so they've done it before.
Easy work for Bleed in that round, and this certainly feels like it kind of has to be the round for Talon.
And the pressure is really on for 100 Thieves. I think that's something that we've seen in the past as well. When pressure is on for that team, it doesn't end well. So it could be a similar affair, and that is... He went to do the fake TP, but the TP's out in the open. That isn't great.
Find their freedom.
Dropping spike.
A good way to start things off.
Bring them down.
And then they adjust back towards the transition across the map. Bleed have kind of responded in kind to just rotate all the way over.
Yeah, something like that.
They haven't really spotted or heard all too much. Maybe trying to make use of the Odin still.
Yeah, and Bleeds just with the early pressure, just wanting to clear the question mark. Talon with the good call, and although it's 6-11, there is multiple ults here. With the plant from Governor, he gets his Razor, and then it kind of, I mean, it's going to snowball. There's 2 more kills here. I mean, that's Viper ult into the next round for them. Cruz 2 away, Surf 3 away. Like, ult economy right now is basically online for Talon. It's like a close 6-11, if that makes sense.
Talon trying to secure as much as possible because they need as much as possible for the next upcoming rounds. Having these ultimates will definitely be a boon for them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind a push from Darion. There's plenty of money for Bleed, so I wouldn't mind seeing him try to fork one over, get the orb.
Good news for them as well, 4 people staying alive, so sick for the econ. 3K?
Yeah.
Orb's over, but I mean the thing is if you get killed by Governor or Jip Boys, they've already got their ult.
So it's not
Money's here, ults are here. Leftover pizza with the Prime as well. Thank you for the 11 months, mate.
Anything at all.
Thank you for doing that as well, dude. Appreciate it.
Certainly. If they lost that round, then yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're in a world of trouble if you lose that round. So that's huge. And now it's game on. We're back in it.
Once again, 4 rounds to equalize. They are working against quite a bit though, considering Ye and Zest have their ultimates as well. Lot to watch out
and the new barrier means that you can now spam here from tree, and it's just very, very strong.
The song of the Odin. Singing on the other
Prowler
side.
goes close.
Look at how they're expecting.
Fade's really good over towards tree as well, because the Prowler does actually clear all of this. The only way you could be out is if you did your wall when you were behind it.
So. As well. Like, you got to think that Scary has his ult.
I've been liking a lot of the macro from Bleed. I feel like they're playing it well. Still worries me. I mean, this is just a big round in terms of ults.
But in this case, Bleed doesn't really seem to be interested. Scary on his own. Very dangerous.
Combo of those ultimates definitely is a scary thought. Seen the Shrouded steps away. Oh my
Holy,
goodness.
18.
Still dropping brass across the other side.
Nearly wrecked
Governor
him.
down to 18 HP. Push this up now, but look at these scary smokes all across the map. The Nightfall, the
oh man, nice movement with the satchel, and
come.
he did the satchel after, so he didn't get traded. This is pretty good at the moment. 35 seconds, 2 people locked into tree, 3 on site. A lot of people on site.
If they want to cross, okay,
Scary still has his Omen flash. Can't really pivot over towards B because they have no idea if anyone's pushed into this area from B main. Viper ult goes in to help plant.
Trying to look for the spike plant, but
15 seconds. I mean, the Viper ult creates enough pressure that everyone from Bleed rotates here. So, yeah, bit of an over-rotate from Bleed.
Slowly catching on to the game plan now.
It's a very nice Omen ult.
Just throws
try and cut them off in terms of early amount of map control. They also know that the Viper was here for a long time.
He just needs to be super patient. Wait for contact on the B side if he can. Jip Boys might force the issue. No, he backs off.
Don't want to walk into
Are they going to think that that's it? Clear?
Tremendous patience.
Scary. Yeah, looks like they are. Scary
Bleed has to
is
make a
so
move since Spike is
patient, and
about
it
to go
really
off.
pays off.
Has spotted out
Holy
Jit
hell, thank
Boys,
God he
the
got that
180
kill.
turn.
That was about to be
Perfect,
my
not
bad.
quite enough. Zest with the Odin as well. Bleed. Everyone is here and able to protect the defuse as it
Nice
comes
run from Bleed.
underway.
Even though they have the over-rotate, this
Reaching
ult just really
map
made
point.
everything great.
Perfect
Locked them off.
retake.
Made sure that they knew that this person was still over
pretty
towards A in
good
terms of the
idea
Viper.
from Talon. It's just, again, the counter move from Scary is better. And he's
Okay,
so
5
patient
chances
with
to
it.
end this one for
There's
Bleed.
a lot of players who might get in that position and
the
get
late
antsy and
timeout,
try to
but
take more
better
space.
late than
Think,
never.
okay, the closer I get, you know, the faster we're going to be able to crunch them. But no, Scary makes the right play here. He's waiting for contact on the site because that's going to force the attention of most of the rest of
Surf.
Talon. At
Just for
worst,
Lenny.
in that situation, if, you know, Zest and the others in Yay are making contact on B,
Sure.
most likely at worst he's going to have to deal with one person watching his.
Wow, that's an
But if he,
incredible art.
yes, it
Sorry.
was. I mean, we have great art.
Bring back the old venue
But
lasers,
if he
dude. They
pushes
were
too
killing
soon,
me.
as we saw, we could see from what we
I
were
couldn't
seeing,
have handled a whole
two
year of
players
the
were
old
looking for
Pacific
it.
broadcast.
And then he's maybe in
The
a very
one
disadvantaged
song and the lights together,
position.
that was the
Instead,
most
he works
brutal
into
combo.
perfection, as you would expect out of
Especially it
Scary.
was like early
Really,
morning.
yeah.
I'd
I
be
mean, if we're
waking up at
talking
like
about the
8
duel of
a.m.
the
and then the
IGLs right
lasers
now,
are just
Scary versus Cruz,
popping
again,
me.
ex-teammates coming in from
And then you got that
previously
same
Xerxa
song
or
playing
X10.
for 6 hours
Now
every
onto
single
these new
day for 4
teams on
days
this
in a
big
row.
stage in South Korea of VCT Pacific.
I didn't enjoy the
Scary
6-hour
is a
tech
guy
pause.
who
I mean, we got through
definitely
it.
Has, you know, this game IQ to really consider.
I think I enjoyed it more
layers
than the
upon layers
players.
of moves.
Especially
if Cruz,
Rossi.
You know, pushes forward. Scary already has this plan B, plan C.
Yeah.
Okay, like we said, 5 chances to end this one. Fatal.
With Talon, Bleed is actually really.
Omen ult
really
as well if they
dialed in.
wanna. I mean, they could combo
Nakia
as well.
wasn't, you know,
Till the combo
every
earlier.
coach is going to tell you that their team is playing well, the vibes are good, but he wasn't messing around. It was, in fact, the truth, at least from what we've seen so far.
Everyone's in it to win it. They're here to do their job, and
Oh,
they're
that
definitely
was a
doing
lot
a
of util
damn good
used.
job of it.
They messed up their fate tether.
Talon with a timeout now, just trying to do what they can. Maybe even considering the next map, which would be Bleed's map pick. Don't want to let this end in a
Double
quick
stack on
2-0,
door.
but they still have to watch out for so much. Odin still
Great Nightfall.
sounding away. Nightfall does connect onto 2 of them, but look at how Retla adjusts. Still able to anchor. Sound robbed away, but
Oh,
the
he
mechanics
did
still
so
very
good.
much in his hands. Jit Boys coming back in to do the Lord's work. Takes down 2. Makes a bit more noise as Surf, all the way across the map, stretches his legs over onto B.
The time where I became the king of raiders. Yeah, that was
Very
funny.
curious to see where Ye got that kill.
The
So
5-hour
focused
tech
on all
pause
that
was,
action going on in Tree.
I mean, it's the most raids we've ever got. Everyone else gave up.
Jit Boys, Surf.
Can't blame them. It was the right
Able to get
choice.
B planted, but with only 2 players, a lot of angles to have to account for. Already knowing that there's likely one still on A. It's just, are they going to be able to identify Scary? Oh, Yay.
Good luck to
Great
Surf.
one-on-one
You kid.
turns things into Bleed's favor. It's all up to Surf. We've seen this kid before. You know, he's got great mechanics. Sometimes decision making a little bit off. He's stuck in the duel of his life right now and has to go up huge as they swing
nicely
into him.
done.
A
30
simple
HP as well.
micro flick, and that's how
Solid shots.
Talon
Even the
stays
swing was
in
good,
the
to be
game.
honest. That's just individual skill.
That's phenomenal stuff. I believe plays
Yeah,
that pretty well.
and 5 chances down to
You know,
4.
Ye
We'll see if that
waits
snowballs
for
into
Scary to
something.
get
That
in
gives you a lot of
position where they
confidence,
can
at least,
give
if you're
him
on the
a
team.
1-2 to
Pure
ping pong.
mechanics.
Pure mechanics, yeah. Huge.
Oh, digital
sign
vibrance
for Bleed for
was
Talon.
through the roof. See that?
That was looking over. What a quick little transfer there. Beautiful, beautiful. They're still in it. No doubt about it. But
Keep
a lot
alive long enough.
a lot to do. You do have a lockdown.
All right.
Retla one away from a Viper's pit though.
Darian from the lockdown as well, too.
We're going to be grabbed by Ye though, so he's getting pretty close to another showstopper.
Killjoy all on.
Oh, man. Okay, Paper Thin. I mean, Talon right now is just trying to get a couple of jabs in to get a feel for how Bleed have
Killjoy
adjusted.
out. Okay.
They're spending
Hopefully no
the
one goes
lockdown
towards
here.
the back now.
I think
What do
they
they
should.
got?
Kind of like what we saw before with Bleed.
Yeah, an
where it's
instant
better to
reaction
get the
over
lockdown
towards
out
A.
early before you get these ults online. Oh, man, almost got too Scary. Just barely able to take him down. But I like this because it gives you at least the opportunity to get this plant down
What is the
Trying to
timing on
do something
this?
On the map. Cruz, I love these lurks.
Oh,
The timing on
able
it.
to catch.
Yeah, there's good pressure
not
as
be
well.
able
And I think
to
maybe the 3 here have to
call out
speed
the-
up.
like out call you perhaps in some rounds, but I
think
will
it's-
definitely be able to outshoot.
I mean, we'll see.
Jit Boy's now coming back in as well, just to anchor the site. He's got the dark cover out
One
again,
enemy remaining.
making sure that Bleed does not get to cross out of defender spawn safely. Rentla just trying to have to play around
Right.
the edge.
Convincing
no time,
rounds.
opts for the save.
Rattler 1 away, so
Not
he's
wanting
going to
to give any more
get
alt points. I mean,
4.
again,
He'll
this
have
game,
4, and then
it's,
this is a 2-4 loss bonus. So money's here for a
Going into its
buyout.
final moments.
You would expect a timeout
No,
because
yeah,
it's
I mean,
5
again,
down to
Talon is
3.
Digging
Getting a
deep
little bit
On
scary.
the back of a tremendous surf clutch. They're able to string together another win. Just a simple lockdown play to take control. Again, that's really smart stuff. Just get that lockdown down when you can before it comes into cycle for your opponents, and at least get that round win. At least give yourself that chance to get closer. Talked about the Cruz lurks at the beginning of this match. There you go, right there. The guy's very good at it, very smart, a high IQ player. And now the real concern
No timeout.
for Talon is
Pretty
going to be these bleed
pretty
ults.
confident they have
One
the
away from a
timeout.
lockdown, one away
Could
from
be
a
wrong.
Viper's Pit, 2 away from a showstopper. This could get scary. And I
Wait.
God, I hate that.
I know, it's his name though.
It's such a good name.
Or passing,
Yeah, it really-
crunch.
I would not be
Combo goes
surprised
deep.
if
Omen
Lugia
flash
calls it a
hits
timeout.
2.
That's the other thing that I'm scared of. But right now, just a big old skirmish up
Damn.
on Rock and Rubble.
Cruz
Yank
did good
hits
to get the kill, which
showstopper.
makes another
Gets shut
1v2
down midair
doable.
by
Same
Cruz,
guy.
though. Down to it, again, Surf in a 1-on-2. Scary low HP, but he doesn't really know where he is. He knows he has to pick up the spike, but without
Hey,
the
nicely
cases,
handled. Yeah, 4 passing
without
here for the shutdown of the fast A.
considerations.
Nicely done from Bleed.
Fortunately,
Looked
gonna
really
lose his
good, to be
life.
honest, in
Scary
this.
picks up the win, the IGL, and the victor.